lucky enough to check out this year's NAMM convention. I initially went for Donner, but after creating with them for a little bit, I had 2 extra days to sort of explore and check out all this great and cool gear. So I filmed my experience to show you some of my favorite gear that was there, the coolest gear, the best bang for your buck gear, and also some things that I've always really wanted to play and never got the chance to until now. So in this video, you're gonna see some really great stuff that was at NAMM, and then you'll get my thoughts on all the things that I will be showcasing. Now, I didn't really like talk to the camera like this in front of thousands of people because that's just weird for me and very unnatural. So I will sort of walk you through my NAMM experience like I'm doing now in a half-assed vlog sort of way. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. I'll show you a few little booth stop-ins, and then I'll show you by far one of the coolest and most expensive pedals that was at the show. Surfy Industries has got to have some of my favorite reverb pedals. Their spring reverb sounds amazing, and I think they just came out with a brand new Surfy Fuzz. So T-Rex Effects exclusively showed off their new Binson Echo Rec magnetic disc delay. This Echo Rec is a reinvention of the magnetic disc echo machine famously employed by Pink Floyd on the song Echoes. This thing is just super intuitive and sounds insane. Now, it has a whole bunch of different crazy specs and features, but I think the most important ones are 2 recording heads with short and long delays and 4 switchable playback heads. Now, I do know it does cost $2,100 on Sweetwater, and although that does sound ridiculous, I have to say it really does sound amazing. And it's by far one of my favorite things that I got to play and tinker with at NAMM. So with the hundreds and hundreds of different guitar brands at this convention, the one that stood out to me feel and sound wise was this brand called Shabbat. I've heard about them before, but like at this point in the day, I was just so tired and I just like walked into their booth like a zombie. The look, feel, and sound of these guitars really made them one of my faves from this whole convention, like I said. This Strat style guitar felt really smooth and inspiring to play. And it was one of those guitars that could actually make you play faster, even if you are not technically a fast player. So that's how comfortable the neck and fretboard really were. Now, after looking them up, they do run at a higher price point depending on which model you were looking at. But I have to say they're built very, very well and they feel and sound great, like I said, so they're definitely worth checking out. So Magnatone amplifiers is that gear I was talking about that I've always wanted to play. They're very, very high on my list of gear that I really, really want. Well, hey, Mr. Finn, you're up now. How was your nap? It's very, very warm sounding and has a great spring reverb within it. It's also a bit spanky, and I think I could get more gain from it if I cranked it, but I wasn't gonna be that guy. These amps are just iconic in their own regard, quite pricey, but at the end of the day, definitely well worth the investment. Now, getting into these brands and all the things that I've talked about thus far in this video, it made me kind of want to bring something up and talk about. I noticed that there really weren't these bigger brand names such as like Gibson and Fender at 2023's NAMM. Now, I do kind of like this because it gives those smaller brands a chance to shine and show off their cool and exciting gear. But if they were there, I think they would take a lot of light away from these smaller and upcoming brands and also potentially game-changing brands. And you might have missed that stuff if you're checking out all of those big brand stuff. This was just a little thought I had on the subject, and I'm curious as to what you think, so let me know down in the comments what your take on this subject is. So Area Pro 2 has been around for quite some time now. I didn't know anything about them walking into their booth, but once I tried their stuff, I was pleasantly surprised.
Flamed maple on top, and the finish color is here, turquoise blue, big single pickup, and one humbucker pickup, but with push-pull switch, so it's gonna be 3 singles.
These guitars are great if you're on a budget. A great bang for your buck, they say. After playing with them, I honestly assumed they'd be a little pricey, only to find out they're actually very, very affordable. They have tons of other models you can choose from, and speaking for the ones I played, they feel super comfortable and are really, really fun to play. So there you have it, my 2023 NAMM experience. Now I get to play tons of other gear that I didn't really get to show or record myself playing with, like 2-Rock amps. I got to mess with a bunch of Walrus audio pedals. There's a really cool company called Cream Guitars and much, much more. It was a great time. I got to meet tons of great people, and I'm really looking forward to going again in next year's NAMM in January, I think. So if you were there, let me know what your favorite piece of gear was down in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my experience, some of my favorite things, and I hope you got a lot out of this video as well. So I guess that is it. I'll wrap it up by showing you just a few other things like B-roll style, and I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next video.